Baby. All right, people, here we go. How you doing? Happy Saturday, everybody out there. Hope you're having a killer day. Hope you're having a good, what is it, the first weekend, second weekend of January. I hope you're tearing it up. We got the main man himself. We got James all the way from across the pond from England. Boom. James, how you doing? Welcome. What's going on? Is it still cold where you're at?
I'm pretty fucking cold. I'm pretty fucking miserable. Palace lost today. We were defending the FA Cup, so we're the champions, and it's the third round, and we make our grand entrance, and we're playing a non-league side. So they used to be Macclesfield Town, but they went broken out of business, and they've come back as Macclesfield FC, and they beat us 2-1, and we've been knocked out. And this is the greatest shock and the biggest upset in the oldest competition in the world, the FA Cup. This tournament's over like 150 years old, and we've just been humiliated. The defending champions knocked out in the third round.
Yeah, you
And
guys won last
everyone,
year, right? You were all excited
yeah,
about it. I remember.
it was one of the greatest days of my life, and this just goes how to show how sport changes so quickly. 12 months ago, not even 12 months ago, the greatest moment in my sporting life as a Crystal Palace fan. The team I was supported since I was 5 years old. And
Yeah.
now we suffered the biggest humiliation and we're the laughing stock of world football. So
Oh man.
when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. So you better make hay while you're up because you'll soon be down on your ass again.
Yeah, yeah. You have to enjoy it when you're up. When you're ready to party, you gotta be excited about it. James, I
And I
know
want to
everybody.
drink. I really
Right.
want to get drunk, but Ray's
Yeah.
worried about my drinking. You know what
Well,
I'm
I
saying?
mean, what?
I'm rolling up to streams half cut and putting performance.
Well, we had that Russian guy the last time, Russian James, and he fucking. I asked you, said, how many beers did you have? You said like 15 to 20. I was like, holy shit, bro. That was the Russian in you, though. But yeah, bro. I was like,
it was like I had a box of Stellas, didn't I, on Wednesday, and like I'd done all 10, and I was like, fucking. I think the last time I was doing all that dancing on stream, I think Professor Grasser took a picture and had been circulating it of me doing like my Chris Eubank like style dancing. I was doing all this, and I was going, bah! I was fucking all over the place. I don't even remember, and I was like dancing away, and I was giving it all this like I was in a club. Hitting it up like this, and I was like, fucking hell. See, this is the thing, I never remember. So anything like I've said or stuff, people tell me, go, oh, do you remember you said that? And I said, I ain't got a fucking clue, mate. I tell you, when I have a hangover, I wake up the next day and it's like memento. I'm like, I haven't got a fucking clue what I said or what I've done. Someone could have told me I could have had a fucking orgy with two blonde tarts, and I've been like, well, I don't remember. It's news to me, mate.
yeah, in fact, but you're going in on it.
As long as they don't say I had an orgy with a couple of fellas or something, it'd be all right.
Yeah. Now, everybody, you might be thinking that James and I planned our wardrobes together, but no, we didn't do it. We just kind of, dude, this is all serendipity, baby. That just happened. You know what I'm saying? Also, on our next Wednesday,
think alike. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. On our next Wednesday, when we have the Bruvs Unite again, we're going to have a little bit of a birthday special. We got Big James turning 21 for the first time on Wednesday, so we're on Thursday, so we're going to have a good time. We're going to do a little fun stuff right there. I'm going to come down to the chat, yell at everybody in the chat. We got Professor Grass. Hope you're doing good out there, Grass. I did drop the link in the chat in case you want to jump in or not, but if you're having a great Saturday, keep crushing, bro. We got Ghost.
He seemed a bit sad the other day when I saw him. He seemed a bit sad on stream. I think he was a bit sad the other day.
He could have been. I mean, I heard he got his job back, so he's probably pumped about that. He might be having to go to a different location.
I think it was something about the school he was saying, because I only caught a glimpse of it. He was saying how, like, he hoped that his daughter will go to the same school as him, but he wasn't so sure now because there was some teacher or something, or some person was giving him a lot of aggro. And I was going to say something in the comment, but his internet sometimes dies, and I fell asleep, and the stream was over by the time I woke back up. So I hope you're doing well, pal.
Yeah, I hope Grass is doing great out there. Shout out to Hillbilly Harry in the chat. What's up? Good to see you, bro. Hope you and Jared had a great holiday together. CK, what's going on? See you out there in the chat. Shout out to you, buddy. Ghosty of Live 92, Bruvs. Shout out to you, bro. Of course, we got Pat out there. Great to see you, Pat. Always good to see you. Professor Grass says, might be a little salty. Might be a little salty. What's up with that? Let's go. We got a couple other people. M Big D, he's asking about Hujon. Apparently Hujon's beefing with Mersh. I wasn't aware of this. We'll see what we got. Kyle Superfan saying he wants Hujon. We got to get Hujon over here. But you know, sometimes people have beefs.
Fucking liver. Why do you want this other English student? I'm here every week. I'm here every day. Slogging and representing, mate. You can't buy this charisma, and you're worried about Hujon. Let Hujon do Hujon's thing, man. If he's beefing with Mersh, I can't keep up with any of you guys, man. None of you are consistent. You know what my problem is? I'm loyal like a fucking dog, mate. You know what I mean? There's all loyalty in me. I never have trouble with Ray. I never beef with Ray, off stream or on stream. You know, people can't keep an even kill. They're always getting into fucking scrapes and hissy fits, and I don't know what the fuck's going on with people. They can't just be straight up and down. You know what I mean? Play the game. You know what I mean? I wake up and some pal's having a row with another pal and they want to drag my ass into it. Well, fuck off, mate. Ain't my beef. It's got nothing to do with me. Drop me out and leave me out of it. And don't think of dragging me into any of this shit because I don't want any of it.
Yeah, it does get very strange. I remember Mersh said a couple times. He said, "Bro, don't feel like you got to defend me. I can defend myself." So
Yeah.
I'm perfectly sure that Mersh can handle his business. I don't know the specifics of that, but
I
I'm
don't have a
sure.
problem with either of them, so they can do, sort it out
Yeah,
between themselves. You know what I mean?
I don't really know what's going on with there. Maybe Hujan's just making a play to get more airtime. I know he's going to try and get his streaming going and all that kind of stuff. And of course, he's welcome to come on here and have a chit chat if he wants
Are we
to.
having some streamer wars? Are we? Bloody hell.
Well, that's kind of the way it goes, huh? We just had like the biggest problem. It ended. That's like what our big meat and potatoes. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, guys. So I hope you're locked in for a second. But the biggest problem just abruptly ended. I don't know, James. Did you see that? The biggest problem. Did you see how it ended by any chance?
I
And if you
think,
didn't, I'll
well,
tell you
like
about
I
it.
said before, that we've said this once, twice, thrice, many times. The biggest problem in the universe was my favourite pod. I was subscribed to it. I was a paying member on YouTube. I enjoyed it. I was glad to, like cough up some coin because for 2 hours a week they came in and they did their business. But we could see the downfall from a mile off. Like when it was hot, you had Dick Masterson in the same room with Vito. You had two people doing a very successful live stream who you could see didn't really like each other. Vito doesn't really like Dick, and Dick doesn't really like Vito. But the difference between me and someone like Vito, I'm not a people pleaser or a lapdog. Vito turned into a people pleaser and a lapdog. He's like, what can I do, Dick? What can I do? Tell me what to do and I'll do it, Dick. He became very submissive. And Dick was like, fucking like, well, you got to do this. But then Vito wouldn't do it because that bit of Italian in him kicked in and he had a bit of pride. But we've said this before. I've said this. Super Killer killed the biggest problem in the universe because Vito took his eye off the ball. You would know this more than me, being an artist. And you've said many a time, I thought it was the artist that was the problem. You corrected me on that. It wasn't the artist that was the problem. And the chat got into Vito's head, and Dick got into Vito's head, and he kept tinkering around the edges. Now, as far as I'm aware, he still hasn't released a physical copy. This book is delayed beyond any reasonable time allowance. I think the only book out there that's worse is Rainbow the Brute by Ethan Van Sciver. So you're talking about someone who had $100,000 comic book, who's now looking at probably making, if he does a second one, maybe 20, 30 grand because he's pissed off all his customers. He's always getting in rows with the chat. Knife School said it before. The charisma had gone. The chemistry had gone. Vito was streaming from his house. He was no longer going to Dick's. And you could just tell that there's no paping over the cracks. It went
Yeah.
down. It went down bad. The viewership was strong. We used to say, didn't we? It used to get about 2,500, 3,500 across all platforms. It was strong. It was getting 20, 30,000 on replay. And basically, I don't know whether it's Dick, I don't know whether it's Vito, I don't know whether it's a combination of two, but they both screwed the pooch and now they've lost a lot of money.
Yeah, facts. I completely agree with that. I think what happened was that they had their big row with Eric July, and they completely criticized and critiqued his comic book. Vito came out with his comic book and then was so psychologically afraid of the criticism that he wouldn't release it. I completely think that Ethan Van Sciver, he will release Rainbow the Brute. I think he's going to do it within the next 6 months. I think it's going to come out. But I think, when Vito was too afraid to be criticized of his comic book, he kept finding little reasons not to release it because he was so petrified of getting that criticism back. So he never released it. He eroded the confidence of the biggest problem fan base, which killed the show. I don't really think Dick had anything to do with it, but then Dick kind of came in and said, hey, you got to release the comic book. You got to release the comic book. And then the relationship went down from there because Vito lost all the goodwill. And he tried to then attract attention out of bad behavior and by banning people, this and that and whatever. And so then, it killed it. Now, the way that the biggest problem ended, for those of you who don't know, is that Dick issued an ultimatum last week. The ultimatum was either A, the show ends, or B, you give up the moderation privileges. Like, you can't ban people, you can't mute people, you can't do that, right? And because he had been banning everybody that was donating super chats, that was their Patreon subscribers and giving them money. And so he said, hey, listen, if we're going to keep doing the show, you can't give that up. So then he said, Dick said, now think about it for an entire week. Just think about it. All right. So Vito had an entire week. They came back. They did the most recent show. Okay. And then at the end of the show, Dick said, okay, which one is it going to be? You're going to do A or you're going to do B? And then he had a little drum roll going. And Vito spazzed out and said, listen, why don't you just email me? I can't handle this. And he rage quit the show. And so Dick said, oh, there you go. We did, the show ended right there. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you being here for the show. It was a good run. Now, that was Vito's attempt to regain control. And then right after the show ended, Vito went and did a live stream on the Biggest Problem channel.
I told you about that, didn't I? I said, watch it. It's a disaster.
Yeah, and you watched it. What did you think about it?
Look, I've said this before. I understand Vito, but I don't understand Vito because Vito's Italian and he's got Italian blood like me. And it's very weird to see someone with Italian blood who's so submissive. Vito is a very submissive character on one hand. He tries to be a people pleaser, but then he knows he can't go through with it because his pride kicks in and he starts acting out, on impulse and base and instinct. And he's very emotional. He's very up and down. And after he did that stream, what he does is he goes, I know what, I've got pride. I'm going to do a call-in. But then you're going to get people from the chat that's going to come on there and they're going to fucking dog you. Yeah. They're going to rip you. They are going to absolutely tear into you. And then he turns into a melt. He's like, right, you're gone. And he's like, no, well, I don't think I'm like that. I think I'm like this. And this is, no, it wasn't like that. I tried my best. I tried everything. It's Dick, not me. It's everyone else's fault but me. And I think, people were coming on there and they were piling on and they were holding his feet to the fire and holding him to account. And Vito doesn't like that. But I will say this, right? I consider myself a strong individual, but I'm a team player. You know what I mean? I've decided that I'm Team Ray. I'm exclusive on Ray streams, and I'm very happy to, be a part of something and not, go off and do my own thing solo style. I like this thing. You and me work well together. At heart and fundamentally, I don't think Vito's a team player. I don't think he can coexist with other people. I think honestly, I don't think Vito should be streaming because he's not cut out for it. He doesn't have the temperament. He doesn't have the iron will. He can't take the chat abusing him. Me and you can. The chat are free to say whatever they want. We're not going to lose sleep over it. We're not going to ban anyone. We're not going to get a knickers in or not. But Vito should not be streaming. I think some people are so scared of getting a normal 9-to-5 job or going back into the workplace. And you've seen how Vito acts. Do you think any workplace would take Vito the way he behaves? I think if he stays on stream, his future is on Whatnot, selling Magic the Gathering cards, making a 3 or 4 grand every time he does a stream, and I think that's his future. I don't see a future for him because no one wants to stream with him. Yeah. They don't like him. He's not reliable. You know what I mean? He says he's going to do one thing, then he does another thing. You can't trust him he blows up streams. You know what I mean? I've seen it before. He would go on comic book streams, like Frog Tony's comic book stream. And I don't like Frog Tony, he's a dickhead. But he would go on there, right? And he would completely derail the stream and blow it up. They'd have things they want to talk about and they never get to it because Vito would cause an uproar, you know what I mean? And then they'd just be having a spat for 2 hours. You know what I mean? He does have a very antagonistic nature. Some people in life go along to get along. And I think when you work with someone in streaming, you have to have a bit of that go along to get along mentality. There's a give and take. You can't just be like, it's my way or the highway. And Vito tried to do that and force it onto Dick. And, it was inevitable. Knife School saw it a mile off. I think he saw it about a year ago. He saw it and I was like, no, they're going to turn this around. Because I was a bit of a sycophant for the stream. I was like, they're going to turn this around. It's got to be all good. And me, I stopped watching it over 6 months ago. Yeah. And I went back and I saw 10 minutes of their last stream together. And it was on a Thursday. I thought, what's this? It's usually on a Friday. So that was new. And it was on a Thursday. And it was dead. There was no one watching it. And then Vito did one afterwards. And I thought, well, that's it. That's the nail in the coffin. That's gone. That's done.
Yeah. We got on the John in the chat. He says he used to listen to The Biggest Problem twice weekly. Almost never missed a live show. It's sad what's become of the show. but I've made my peace with the show ending for months now. Yeah, I think like the biggest Achilles heel is that Vito is not good with accountability. And I think very much like what you just said, James, is that once you start becoming successful, you have to work in teams. You need accountability because you have to be able to deliver. Okay, you have to be able to, people are going to expect things out of you and you have to be able to deliver those things. And when Vito is unable to deliver, ultimately it's going to sabotage his long-term success. We also got Carrie C down here. Apparently she's making some cinnamon rolls. Carrie, send some cinnamon rolls our way. Let's what else we got? We got Professor Grass just jumped on stream. Good to see you, Grass. How you doing, buddy? You having a good Saturday?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. How's it going, guys?
Good, bro. Good
rolls, and I smelled it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming in."
Yeah, did you see those cinnamon rolls? Hell yeah. We got Cut the Grass. Shouting out to Cut the Grass. What's going on? Better late than never. Showing up, Cut the Grass. Appreciate you being here. Yeah.
Grass Gang. Sorry.
Grass. We were just talking about the whole biggest problem thing. I don't know if you saw it, but it ended
That's not
with.
fake.
Yeah, I don't think it's a joke. I think. Dick gave Vito the ultimatum. You got 1 week, give me your answer at the end of the week, and he couldn't give an answer, so that in fact was an answer. So I'll be very surprised if we see it pop up next week. But what are your thoughts about it?
I seriously think it's a joke. I think they're just trying to get a little bit more numbers, and try to fuck with the fans.
Oh, yeah, well, I just think it's kind of destructive to do that because all they keep doing is eroding the fan base. I think if they wanted to get more fans they would have had a successful show, and then people would have felt like, okay, Vito righted the ship. Here we go. We're going to move forward. We're going to have the show's kind of back on track. Let me give it another shot. What are your thoughts about that, Grass?
Now, granted, I haven't watched much of Biggest Problem in the Universe and stuff, but like, the masterminds behind it make me think that they're fucking with their audience. I'm sorry. I'm a Virgie fan, man. Everything's fake and gay.
Yeah, no, facts. No, I agree with that, man. I'm a big Virgie fan too. Speaking of Virgie, did you hear what happened to him last night?
Holy shit, dude. I just so happened to tune in.
Yeah.
Like after my stream, I think, and I was getting like a little snack before bed or whatever. And I tuned into, I think it was Virgie's stream, actually, and he was, like, talking with Adonis Paul, and I'm like, yeah, Adonis Paul's on. And it turns out some idiot by the name of, was it Zen Rhino?
Yeah, Zen Rhino.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Decided to go to war with Virgie and with AP and call CPS on Virgie or something.
Yeah,
I don't fucking particularly care for that much.
Yeah, no,
he threatened that.
Yeah, he threatened to call CPS on Virgie and Virgie's kids, bro. And if people don't know, CPS is not a supportive or a good thing to involve with your family at all.
Is that Child Protective Services?
That's Child Protective Services. And over here in America...
That's the government wanting to watch your children. They can't even handle the fucking mail, and they want to watch your children.
That was the thing that happened with Ricada, wasn't it? Someone called Child Protective Services on him, didn't they?
That's right, yeah. And over here in America, James, CPS does not have a good track record. Often they'll take your kids no matter what. They'll find some kind of crazy thing and just, even if it's a gag, even if because people spite report the CPS on other people all the time, and they'll show up and they'll find something. Even though there isn't anything to find, and they'll take.
Isn't
the kids.
this a sad indictment, right? I don't want to lower the tone and be miserable because I'm an upbeat kind of guy, as you know. But
yeah.
Isn't that like a sad indictment of our society, right? That we're on here, we're providing free entertainment, we're doing good content, we're giving people something to watch and have a laugh, right? And some fucking arsehole in the chat, right, can get the ump with you over absolutely nothing. And his first reaction is to call Child Protective Services. I mean, these people are fucking nuts. I mean,
you're online. Shut it off. Holy fuck.
How do they survive, right? How do they survive in society with normal people holding down a job, having relationships, having friendships, and their first reaction to a fucking streamer who they don't like for some reason anymore is to call Child Protective Services on him? I mean, someone should take that guy outside and beat the living fuck out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly, James. Bring him around back and show him who's boss. That's some horse shit.
Yeah, that is horse shit.
Going after people's kids is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, Cut the Grass is asking is if it was real. Yeah, it was real. Cut the Grass. Virgie was like pissed over 11. If not 1 to 10, he was an 11 pissed off, and he went and talked to AP. They both had a Discord call live on air last night, and they were talking about it, and it was pretty crazy. I don't know what happened with Zen. Apparently, he had a falling out with Mersh or something like that, and then went scorched earth with everybody. I don't know. But
she's having a rough couple of days, isn't he, with Hujon and this guy? I mean, fucking hell. I don't know how he gets out of bed, mate. I'll be getting up and started drinking. Drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning, boys. Get it done.
Did you see honestly, he made a clip of of him talking about it with Virgie.
Did he make a clip? We'll have to check that out.
About Zen Rhino thinking that he's fucking Rambo.
yeah. But that's the situation here. We're playing with these online culture. The online culture is like completely inverted as to what real masculine culture is. Because masculine men, we'll fight each other, but leave the kids alone. Good God, leave the fucking kids alone, man. That's terrible. Yeah. So Hillbilly Harry threatening to call.
Why certain monkeys not on the fucking internet anymore.
Do not. I'll tell you. Anyone on here, right? You might not like me, right? But do not pull any crazy shit with me that involves my family, because I will hunt you the fuck down. You know what I mean? I'm not kidding you. I will go out of my way to get my revenge on you if you do anything to fuck with me on mine. And I'm not like threatening anyone. I'm just saying how it is. Look, my name isn't. Look, I'm not Dick Masterson. I don't look like Ron Jeremy. I don't fucking do hot yoga I don't do hot yoga in the Hollywood Hills, mate. I go outside in my carport and I bash a big old dirty boxing bag, and you'll see me running up those hills, mate, doing cross-country running in the dirtiest weather with my heart beating out of my chest and my lungs fucking practically bleeding. So don't think I'm like someone you can easily fuck with if you're going to do shit like that.
Yeah. Hillbilly Harry says threatening someone with a CPS is a beatdown offense. Completely agree, Hillbilly. Leave Virgie's kids alone, man. Just if you talk shit about Virgie all you want online, but just leave his kids alone. Everybody leave the families alone. We got
also don't fuck with Virgie if he has so many kids. They'll come after you. Think about Iran. What happened there?
Yeah, like that'd be funny in like 10 or 15 years. Virgie has a whole army of kids. Yeah, they're all grown up. Forest Mommy, she says happy Saturday. Happy Saturday back to you, Forest Mommy. But yeah, don't mess with people's kids. Let's leave them alone. Back to the biggest problem, Grass. What were your thoughts about how it ended? It just all of a sudden ended, and then Vito has a cope stream. What do you think about that?
Like, I honestly think that if it isn't a bit, it's literally Dick just being like trying to lay down the law with Vito, and if he doesn't listen, then it is over. But if he does, and he learns his lesson, and he fucking rubs his nose in the shit, and he thinks about it for a little bit, then maybe he'll fucking come back. I don't know. I think it's a bit though.
No, I think Dick's done, and I think Dick was trying to create like a nice way for Vito to violate the contract, so to speak, so he could get out through a loophole. And I think that's what happened.
Oh, so he can clean break it. Yeah, I get
clean break it. It's not.
I heard a rumor online, right?
What you got, James?
Ago. The Ray's replacing me with Vito. That's what I heard. That's the rumor that I heard. I'm getting the boot after this stream, and Vito's taking over.
No, I was actually talking to Asian O the Outlaw, and he was telling me I should get Vito on. So I'll try to get Vito on. If Vito wants to come on and chit chat about it, chop it up, or kind of, he's always welcome to jump on stream here. I mean, I like Vito personally. I don't have anything against Vito. I think he's a really
strange fellow.
He's a strange guy, but he speaks well, and he does a good conversation. But I know that EVS said he's not going to have him on his stream anymore, or he's not going to land on his show or something like that. He'll probably have him on stream again. But I thought that was
watching that. I mean, no offense, but no one's watching any of the Comicsgate stuff anymore. I think that's another reason, right? That's another reason. Remember when Biggest Problem was hot? It was like the problems they would talk about. But they got so lost in the weeds with that Comicsgate and Rippaverse stuff, it kind of fucked their content up. They just kind of became like, they talked too much about Comicsgate and Rippaverse, and so I bet you most of their audience couldn't give a flying fuck about any of that. And it was a turn-off.
Well, that's true. I agree with that. I think like the whole Rippaverse thing was very fun. I like that part of it where they were talking about Eric July, and what was it, a year ago or a year and a half ago when Dick and Vito broke down the comic and then talked to Eric July and he couldn't handle it. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, the other stuff probably, I think you're probably right. And also, the Comicsgate's having a little bit of a reshuffle, isn't it? You were telling me about the Jack show, how it all changed. And they have different people on there. They got Anna and Cecil.
But if you think about Jack Show, when Jack Show was really hot back in the gap, back in the day, it was Kelsey that was fueling it. You know what I mean? And then Kelsey went off into the wilderness, never to be seen again. No one knows if he's alive or dead. You know what I mean? So Kelsey was gone. And then John done what John usually does. He took his bat and ball, had a hissy fit, and went back home to Michigan. You know what I mean? So he's gone. So now all you've got is Anna and Cecil. And Anna and Cecil, they've got all these friends that are like loosely associated with Chrissy Meyer and the Dabbleverse, haven't they? So you had Camelot, who I wish he'd just drive into a wall when he's doing NASCAR or whatever it is. Because he's like the dumb meathead, you know what I mean? He used to be a fat boy, right? But he goes around now as this dumb meathead jock, telling everyone what's what and putting it on them. And he thinks, he's God's gift to women. And he's like, he gets right on my nerves. They had some bird on there who I'd never seen before. They had the Coke Pope, Nick Recader. He was on there. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was on the Charlie or on the gear, but he seemed okay, so he's probably not. And then they had some, I don't know who else. Chokeout, the Primark version of James Domenico Grabham, Chokeout was on there with his fucking Poundland glasses on, giving it the big one, sitting there. Probably his Cane Corso's probably made an appearance. And I'm like, this is the same shit that they were doing 5 or 6 years ago. None of these people move on. It's like, when you have a high school reunion, you have your high school reunion or something, don't you? Or we have like a school reunion, college reunion, and you turn up there and you got some bird, she's still dressing like she's 18. You know what I mean? You remember how she was from school. She hadn't moved on in 20, 30 years. Well, that's that, like. None of them have fucking moved on.
Well, I like Nick Recader and Camelot, and I like those guys are all right. And John Malin
fucking rules though. He would own that as a title, that's fucking hilarious. Sick.
Grass. I don't.
He had the old hat on and everything, right? And he's like, he was zoning out, right? Because there weren't no birds on there that he could like come onto. You know what I mean? Yeah. There wasn't any married women, or there wasn't any like someone else's girlfriend that he could snake onto. Like you would do. Like if I ever come to the States and I'm in there with Ray and we bring a bird in, as soon as her back's turned, that fucking snake could be right in there. I'm telling you, mate. That's what he's like, mate. He'll shovel some gear under his nose, get a bit of confidence, and try and pull out birds. I'm like, fuck off, mate.
Well, that brings up
his ass back to Minnesota so fucking fast, his feet wouldn't touch the ground.
Yeah, that brings up a good question. Is like, have some of these shows just run their course, or do they not evolve as they grow, as time goes on? Are they stuck in the same behaviors? Are they not really entertainers?
Isn't it? Everything has, it's like, this, you're an artist, you're a storyteller.
Yeah.
Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Unless your name's George R. R. Martin and Ethan Van Sciver, then there's no fucking end, is there?
Yeah. No, facts. There is 3 beats. You're 100% right. On every storytelling, there's 3 beats. And within 3 beats, there's 3 more beats, so on and so forth. It's kind of a recursive or a fractal.
They don't want to
like that. Yeah, good point, Grass.
They don't want to get a job. That's what I truly believe. They're scared of having to go back into the workforce and get a 9 to 5.
Well, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult. Like, say for example, you're Nick Recader. You made hundreds of thousands of dollars streaming. Wouldn't it be hard to then go back and do law? What do you think, Grass? Wouldn't it be tough if you were making a couple $100,000 just sitting in front of your camera, having a good time, and then now all of a sudden you got to put a suit on, you got to go in at 9 to 5 and all that stuff? What do you think, Grass?
Yeah, I don't think he's. I mean, he could probably clean himself up for court, but I don't think he's court ready, man. Like, he's licking his bottles and fucking having a good time, Like, he's having a good time, like you were saying, making a good amount of money.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, that would be a fucking task to go back, clean yourself up, go into court, not be able to just do coke whenever you want.
Yeah.
Shit like that,
Yeah, no, facts. Force Mommy says, who wants to beef with her? Apparently, Force Mommy wants some beef. So anybody out there who wants to give FOMO some smoke, throw it at her.
It reminds me, Nick reminds me of, sorry to interrupt, but Nick reminds me of, he reminds me of Kleinfeld from, Sean Penn paid in Carlito's way. He's got that bit about him. I swear down, I can't prove it, but he seems to me like he's a copper's best friend. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
No, I think he's a good guy. I think he just had a good time. I think he got popular for the first time in his life, perhaps, and on a really big scale. And he kind of took it to the fullest that it could go. What were you going to say, Grass?
Oh, I was just asking where the beef was, man. I don't know, man. Fucking
FOMO
over there.
FOMO, where's the beef?
Shouting in the chat.
She might be talking about football, the Broncos. I'm not sure, but she was going to have real beef at the stock show. Oh, she's going to be at the stock show for the next 2 weeks. What are you going to do over there, FOMO? Are you going to help facilitate the stock show? Are you going to be up there doing the auctioneering? Let us know, okay? Are you going to be throwing that rope? What are you going to be doing?
Do you get free steak?
It's going to be rocking. And
yeah. How do I get free steak? Good point, Grass. I love that. No, but facts. No, I don't know. I think the shows kind of have to evolve as they become popular. In the very beginning, you can be kind of like how we are. We're kind of like right now we're in the startup phase where we do whatever we want. We don't really have a set schedule kind of thing. We're trying to figure it all out. Once you get popular, you have to have a schedule. You have to have all of these things so people can depend on you, so it can continue to grow. And then as you get to the legacy stage, you have to evolve your show even further. And you can't rely upon the hijinks that you might have used to have done right when you were starting up.
I like the green pill.
Yeah,
it will never change.
Yeah,
and it will always be the same, and it will never get popular. And it's fucking awesome, and I love it.
It's good to have ambition, It's good to have ambition.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We got Cut the Grass. He says he thinks Nicky Rackets would get clients based off notoriety, but it would also affect him getting legit clients outside of people who aren't fans of his. I really agree with that. I think if what Nick Rekieta could do if he didn't want to do YouTube anymore is he could kind of become like this recruiter of lawyers and a recruiter of clients. He doesn't go into the courthouse, but he helps to facilitate. And close the sales to sign new clients or sign new lawyers or go around or give, he's a marquee speaker kind of person. He could do these conferences. He could do the speaking tour and all of that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, if I was him, right?
Fucking glasses, just like you fucking get over there, go take care of this. Fucking gets his coffee. Does a little coke as he's walking into the coffee room, and then he's like, "You go do this."
Yeah.
That's all he does all day. It'd be fucking easy. I could see that, man. That's good. You should tell him that.
So, he's got tons of things he can do. But I think he's gonna have a bounce back here on YouTube. He's actually very intellectual, and I think he understands the direction that he needs to go to be entertaining. What were you saying, James? You had something there?
Sorry.
If I was him, right? If I was Nick Rekieta, right? I'd set up a stream and call it Better Call Rekieta and do a call-in show.
That's genius. That's genius.
I'll do Better Call Rekieta and do a call-in show. Just have people call in.
Great name for it,
have a conversation. He'd be raking in the super chats. You know what I mean?
That's genius.
What I'd fucking do. And I'm not even a fan of the guy, but if he wants me to help him out, I'll help him out.
No, he owes you at least 3% of the take for a year off that idea alone. That's a great idea. Can you imagine the crazy phone calls he would get? He would have to have a call screener. He would get like some of these real like crazy legal things, and everybody needs it too, right? Everybody needs it because they want to talk to somebody about the law. He'll get a good show out of it, maybe a 3-hour show or something like that. That would be fire, bro. That would be awesome.
I could also see just a commercial of him just being like, "Have you been fucked by YouTube? Terms of service. I'm your lawyer." He just combs through it all and fucking gets it done. Dude, I could see that too.
Well, it would be hilarious. It would be all show basically. He would do just like Better Call Saul on those commercials, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, bro, you're fucked. You said the wrong word on stream. You're over with." But it would be hilarious. I would love to see that.
Did you recently drunkenly admit to murder on stream? I'm your lawyer.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. CK says he'd call in if that happened. Pat says totally. She's in agreement. She loves that idea. So anyway, Nick Rekieta, there you go. You got an idea straight from the brovs over here. And we would also guest co-host. We'd come in and just provide some more banter and humor. Now you might find somebody to argue with.
Where's your Coke stash? Where the fuck is the Coke stash? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we all want to know. But you might have somebody to argue with when James. He's a formidable opponent, so you guys would probably have some good banter right there.
He's way too smart for me. He's way too smart and slippery. You know what I mean?
The
only chance
Here's the thing about Nick Rekieta, though. I think he fundamentally has a absolute moral backbone. I think he would concede if you made a valid point. He wouldn't try to manipulate or deceive you. He'd be like, you know what? Maybe you didn't say it the best way, but you're right, James. You're right, and here's how you would say it, and that is correct. And so I could see that being a very interesting stream, and I actually think you guys would get along, button heads. I think that would be very interesting to watch. It'd be fun. So Nick Rekieta, give that a go, man. If you put that on the list of fallback ideas for the old YouTube, and not many people could do that. We were just talking about Camelot. We were just talking about the other people that they couldn't do a call-in show because Nick Rekieta actually has that profession, under his belt. He has that experience, and he could actually, have a very fun call-in show. That would be awesome.
I don't know if you could do it on YouTube just because of the fact that part of their terms of service is like you can't give legal advice. So as long as you put a disclaimer, maybe then you could get away with it. But just watch out on that one too.
No, facts, and I'm sure he's aware of that. You have to say this is all entertainment. This isn't real. This isn't what's going on.
It'd be like a Jerry Springer version, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? It'd be something like that.
But that's what people want to watch, bro. People want that messiness. We got Hobo Chili Recipe in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you out there. But people want that messy. They want that that grittiness of the human condition and the drama. And it would constantly change too. Every week or whatever, how often he did it would always be a different thing. Would always be a different kind of thing. Hobo Chili Recipe says, rise, bro. Rise to the bros. Rise. But it would be very interesting. I think that would be a good idea. Now, I wanted to change the topic real quick. I wanted to say, did you guys see, okay, we got that ICE agent, right, that shot that lady through her Honda Pilot, right, that was trying to block everything. The ICE agent got issued immunity today. Did you guys see that? So he will not be charged at all or anything. He was given a wide immunity. James, what are your thoughts on that?
I would go further and give him the Congressional Medal of Honor. You know what I mean? I would give him the highest honor in the land, and I would give him a blanket pardon. Because when the Democrats hold sway, they're going to go after him. They're going to go after their family. People online are going to put a target on his back. This guy's never going to be able to live a day in his life now without looking over his shoulder, without some deranged leftist prick wanting to take a shot or go after him and his family. I've seen the videos on TikTok. They're calling, to get armed, to start killing people, to start fighting back. They're saying all kinds of weird, crazy shit. So anything you can do to help this man and help his family, who he was just doing his duty. He was trying to help clean up. He was trying to help clean up a shithole. And you have these crazy white leftists, these morons, do-gooders thinking they're helping out, and they're a fucking hindrance. And I am not going to lose a moment's sleep over this woman who's now dead. I don't care.
Yeah, wasn't she fleeing from the fucking police? That's a crime?
No, I don't know if she was. Okay, so what happened was
I may have watched a different video.
Okay, she was blocked. She was blocking the street from the ICE agents who were coming down the street. Okay, she was parked perpendicular in a street. The ICE agents stopped. They told her to move. There was 3 ICE agents. One of the ICE agents was directly in front of her car. She turned the wheels and gunned the car. Okay, now it moved forward towards the ICE agent who was directly in front of her car at this time. He wasn't next to it. He was directly in front of it. He had his gun drawn. All right. Now this ICE agent had been drugged by a car.
I didn't see the front of the car. That's fucking wild. Okay.
He had been drugged by the car.
My mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Previously, maybe I forget, it was 6 months or a year before, he had been drugged by a car because he didn't shoot, right? So this time he does shoot. He shoots her. He shoots directly through the windshield, and then he also hits the mirror, the side mirror, and then he jumps out of the way. And of course, she got shot. But that's what happened. And, there's videos all over the place right now showing that from different angles. My question is this: are female liberals the most deranged people on the planet? And what can we do about them? Do they need to be curtailed? What's going on? What are your thoughts, Grass?
They're not necessarily the most deranged people ever, but like they're really easily manipulated. And if the fucking, propaganda is go and do this certain thing, they will go do it. I've noticed that. Like
Now,
over the years, they were mothers, and then they got transformed into this feminist thing where they were fucking, ooh, I don't need no damn man. I'm gonna paint my hair purple and my pussy pink, and I'm gonna go out there on the streets, and shit like that.
What are they doing to their pussy? Pink.
Oh yeah, dude.
James
it's fucking
wasn't
wild, James. You gotta see the USA. We got some wild shit over here.
Have you ever had a bird,
pussies.
right? Have you ever had a bird that's giving you a Valentine's Day present where she cuts it into the shape of a heart, shaves it into the shape of a heart, and dyes it pink?
No, I can't say I've ever had that.
A pubic hair. You know, a pubic hair.
Heart-shaped ones. Yeah.
You should do a heart-shaped pubic hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Literally cut it, but like heart-shaped pubic hair.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. No, it's funny that we're talking about this, and the only thing James heard was pussy. Pink
He's like,
pussy.
whoa, wait, pussy?
Carrie said you could hear him get hit by the car, too. And so I didn't know that. Forest Mommy says their brains are mush from all the birth control and the SSRIs.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I nailed it! How? I didn't even read it! I'm on the other page! That's awesome!
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So anyway, James, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, like, white liberal women are insane. They're going nuts right now. What's going on with that?
I think someone posted a video. It might have been Forrest Mummy or it might have been someone else, but there was this like woman. She could have been like, I think she was like grandma age. She was over 40. She was somewhere indiscriminately between 40 and over 60, I think. I couldn't tell. But she was literally shouting, "Kill me. You want to kill me. You're going to kill me. Kill me. Kill me." And she was shouting it in front of like law enforcement. And I'm like, that must be some kind of mental illness, mustn't it? Because normal people like us, we don't wake up in the morning and think we're going to go to a protest. We're going to be extremely confrontational with law enforcement people who have guns. We're trying to provoke them to attack me, kill me. There must be something deranged in that head. They have no, they don't think about themselves or their life or anything. It's like they would give up everything for some bullshit cause that they don't even understand or believe in. Because when you ask them, the people go round and they ask them, they go, well, why are you at this protest? What do you believe in? Why is Donald Trump racist? Can you explain something he said or done that's racist? And they all get tongue-tied and mealy-mouthed, and they can't explain anything cogent or coherent. They have no thought process. They don't know why they're there. They're told to be there, so they turn up. They're issued with placards. They get bussed into an area. Like I said before, if it wasn't Ukraine, it'll be Palestine. If it isn't Palestine, it'll be Venezuela. If it isn't Venezuela, it's what happened in Minnesota. There's always the next thing, the next cause du jour to go
Greenland.
to. These people are like sick in the head. They should be with their sons and daughters, their grandchildren. They should be living their golden years. These old white people, they should be living their golden years with their family, living a normal, productive life. But they're somewhere along the lines they've been captured and they've got sick in the head, and now they're behaving like feral animals. You know what I mean? It's like, when you play a computer game and you have like a zombie apocalypse or someone gets a virus. 28 Days Later, the first movie, where they got the drip in the eye and they turned into like crazed savages. That's pretty much what they're like. It's like they've caught this disease that normal people like us don't have.
Yeah. Forrest Mommy says, nothing has made me more pro-cop than these liberal women. I agree with that. Hobo Chili Recipe says, I know this is a stupid cliche, but stay strapped or get clapped. It's going to come. You just have to be prepared. Agree with that. Hobo Chili Recipe also says, James is fucking awesome. Agree with that, too. Now, Grass, I got a question for you, okay? Now, you have children. That's why I want to ask you this question. This lady was a mother. She had children. Her husband had died within the last like 5 or 6 years or 3 years or something like that, and she was like with her lesbian friend now. They lived together.
Why wasn't she at home?
Why wasn't she at home with her children? What made her think that she could go out where all officers have weapons, right? Every cop I know has a gun. They all do. That's common knowledge. Everybody knows it. Everybody's known it for 100 years, right? All cops carry guns. Why would you go out? She wasn't even aware that she was putting her life in danger. That's how entitled she was. Why wasn't she at home?
Or was she paid?
I don't.
Trump thinks she was paid.
Well, that's a great question. Apparently,
that's the thing, dude. Like, I watched an interview with Trump recently, and he's like, "Yeah, she was probably even a paid protester. I don't know." And I was just like, "Are you serious, dude?" And then he started rolling some crazy shit about taking Greenland. Like,
yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute too. That guy is
sorry to fucking front roll some shit, but like,
no, you're fine. You're fine. That guy's a nut. But no, you're right. We got Pat in the chat. She says her kids were taken away. I don't know if that's true, but her kids are not with her anymore. Wow, Pat's saying that. So apparently her kids were taken away. So she goes out there with her lesbian friend. I guess she's lesbian. I don't understand how all of a sudden, like, you have kids, then you decide to be lesbian. I don't even know if that's even real. But she takes her lesbian friend out there. That they were going to be provocateurs. Her lesbian friend was just going to film her the whole time. So this was all staged for attention on some level. So yes, I think she probably was paid, which brings up this idea of who's paying all of these fake protesters to leave their kids at home and go do a job which really isn't protesting. What's going on with that? What are your thoughts, Grass?
I would assume just fucking anybody that wants open borders, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about what the cause is. It's going to be anybody that wants those open borders, those fucking dudes that were in charge a few years ago.
Well,
I would assume those fucking dudes might have something to do with it.
Isn't it kind of like the Somalia daycare scam going on right now? Isn't it on that level?
That's what I'm blaming.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the only ones with money. The Somalians, right?
the Somalians
have taken all your money, right? Yeah, and they're bitter because they're all ugly and look like E.T. So they're using your money to give to white protesters who have got a screw loose to come and fuck up your area. That's what they're doing.
James, that is a far more YouTube-safe version of what I was going to say. Never mind. That is fantastic. It was the Somalians. I'm going to dust my hands off with this situation.
It must have been the Somalians. Forest Mommy says... the way these same people were cheering over mask arrests, she just doesn't care about them anymore. Screw them.
Same.
I agree. The mask thing was nuts. It's the same group of people. I guess the Somalis did the masks too. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty funny.
Yeah, blame them. Just blame everything on the Somalians. I mean, you got to, because they're so fucking ugly. You just want them out of your country, don't you? They are the ugliest, smelliest people you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
I can't stand them. They all look like fucking. Did you know the one that really annoyed me? The one that looked like P. Diddy. E.T. Diddy. He was on it. He could barely string two fucking words together, and he's trousered hundreds and hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' money. That greedy bastard. You just know it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. It's also fun.
Not funny.
No, we can't talk about that. We can laugh about it quietly, but no, I agree with you on that, James. I think it's wild, and also we're finding out more and more of the fraud that's going on with the Somali community with their adult daycare. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they have adult daycare for people who are
just taking the money out of the old people's pockets and beating the shit out of them.
At
the same time.
Yeah, you guys are both going. That's fine. What were you saying, Grass?
What are they just like taking the money out of the old people's pockets and beating the shit out of them, and then fucking taking the money from the government too? Like, what's going on?
It's even worse than that. They're setting up all these elder daycares or elder care homes or whatever, and they're saying that they have all of these old people, and there's none of them in there, and they're just taking the skin.
That's smarter. They just have one token old man, and they're just like, all right, this is old man Jenkins.
Like they have
for 30 years.
Yeah, like they have a house and they have like 3 or 4 of them registered to each room in the house or something like that. So it's like multiples of 4. They're really doing this right. They're scaling it up. So that's pretty wild.
Got like a cellar. Can I just like say I have old people down there? Like, what's going on?
I know. Here I'm out here trying to make money the old-fashioned way. I should just, turn to scamming. Nah, I'm just kidding people.
I'm still a custodian. Like, I lost my job before Christmas, but like, I got a new job as a custodian. Funny enough, there's plenty of people that don't want to fucking sweep floors for a living.
No, well, actually, nobody wants to work. Hobo Chili Recipe in the chat, he says he has a few homies that have served within the Army. They're all ICE agents now. He talked to one of them, and he's honestly scared for his family if he gets exposed. Yeah, this is crazy. James, what are your thoughts on this? I think that they should be able to keep their faces covered. They should be able to stay unidentified. What are your thoughts, James?
Well, you lost me when I thought you said that the Somalians were into making adult movies, and I was like, who the fuck's gonna want to watch that? So I was fucking like, I thought one thing they ain't
That's
gonna make money.
Watch after all
one thing they are not going to make money in is watching someone wanting to watch two Somalians fucking. There's no money to be made in that, I tell you.
Yeah, I don't think the Somalis are not cut out for the porn industry.
They have like fucking no way. But anyway, no, I think they should. The leftists have picked up on this. What's that puffy mayor? What's his name that said get the fuck out of our town? Was in Minnesota, Fairleigh Farley.
Yeah.
These people, they've hit on something, didn't they? Like Newsom. It's like, I know how we can stop ICE. We stop ICE when we can expose them and, stop them from covering up and wearing masks. Because then Trump will put the onus back on Trump, because if they have to uncover their face, their lives are going to be in danger. They're going to be able to identify their name and address, then their family and their children are in danger, and anyone closely associated with them. So the Democrats have hit on a tactic there. The way we get ICE off our streets and the way we disband ICE is by exposing them and getting rid of their face coverings, their face masks, and making it open season, because then the onus is going to fall back on the Trump if anything happens to an ICE agent or his family,
Yeah.
So it's a clever tactic by some scummy people, but I think, they should be able to have face masks on and be protected. This isn't a fake pandemic, you know what I mean, where people are masked up. This is a hard job. This is a job that takes balls. It's risky. You're always going to be in dangerous situations with volatile, mentally ill people that are going out of their way to make your life difficult and to protect illegal migrants that are robbing your country blind. So I think they should be covered up. Yeah, they should be. There's no two ways about it. They should be.
I agree. Elysium in the chat says doxing should be a felony, and I agree with that.
That too.
The other thing, too, I was going to say before you jump in real quick, Grass, is that when Antifa back in the 2020s and 2018, 2019, they all wore masks. So doesn't that show how crazy and irrational the left is? They change the rules every 2 or 3 years depending on what they want.
Wear masks and they shouldn't.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. Like, why the hell are they even wearing masks? Antifa.
Right,
they were wearing it because of COVID. The fucking people working with these immigrants are wearing masks because they don't know what the fuck disease these people have. What the fuck?
Well, and masks don't stop the diseases either. It's just,
I know, but like still, it gives a little bit of protection. That's why a doctor would wear a mask, or a Chinaman would wear a mask.
Because
they're all fucking stacked up together like fucking sardines.
No, Chinamen wear masks because they're retarded. Doctors wear masks so they don't have spittle. Have spittle go into the open wound that they're working on. The N95, the N95 mask doesn't do anything to repress any kind of virus or anything like that. So that goes out the window.
So all of that's just bullshit.
It's all bullshit. Yeah, it's all bullshit.
I have a beard. You've seen me, Ray. I have a good, nice, nice beard.
Yeah, it's green too.
I wore my mask on the beard just all the time at work.
Well, you had to. I mean, you work, like you said, you work in the school system, so you have to follow whatever rules they put out, I guess. FOMO says in the chat, she says, at all the No Kings protests, people still wearing masks too. Yeah, so, it's to obscure the anonymity. Also, I want to put this out there. I want you guys to think about this. Wearing a mask and obscuring your identity makes people more provocative. They'll do things they normally wouldn't do because they don't think people will know who they are. They have anonymity. It's kind of like people. It's kind of like people on the keyboard, right? We're all keyboard warriors. They bluster and they say, "I'm going to fight you" and all this kind of stuff. But in real life, never would happen. We hear those kind of stories all the time.
I'll fight you. Don't worry. I'll do it. I'll fight you.
Yeah. You're ready to fight. Yeah. You're ready
I'll
to
fight
fight.
any fucking one. I'll fight them all, mate. Come on, nah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't. That's why I've got the courage of my convictions, right? I do my videos. I come on here. You know, half of it's tongue in cheek, half of it's a joke, but half of it's serious. I stand by it. You and me, you know, we're standing by it. We're living it. You know what I mean? It's more difficult for Professor Grass because you know the environment he's in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do that because these people fuck with you and they fuck with your money and they fuck with your job and make life difficult for you. But we come in here, we stand by. Right?
The dude that
We
fired
stand by.
me straight up, he was trying to ruin my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing because I'm actually intelligent and I act stupid at work. So I'm going to leave. Fuck you.
King Yeti says that Asians wear masks because of the original SARS pandemic. Now, I think that was back in like the early 2000s or something like that. N95s only work if everyone's wearing an N95. But you know, for viral loads, the N95 does not filter the virus. It's too small. The molecules of the virus are too small, from what I understand. But Asians were definitely conditioned with that first SARS wave, and it freaked them all out. You know, and of course, you know, Asians are very a homogenous society, and they have you know, very groupthink kind of society. So it would ripple it would ripple through their society, and they would all do it. I agree with that. But you know, I think I'm not sure what type of masks actually work, but they have to be like, you know, you think about it for a second. And when you're doing, if you've ever done any work with wood and you do any staining or any spraying with lacquer, you cannot wear an N90. Right. Of course
yeah,
you do,
I
James.
wouldn't think that I would think Antifa was wearing N95. I was thinking that the Border Patrol was wearing like specialized fucking filtered masks, like painter masks or something.
Well, no,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, none of them do. But think about it for a second. All the people out in the chat, if you're doing stuff with lacquer, if you can smell the lacquer through an N95 mask, that means it's not working. And you can definitely smell lacquer if you're spraying it on wood through an N95 mask. You have to get one of those charcoal vapor masks to wear when you're spraying.
That's what I thought. Something along the lines they were wearing though, because they're black, right?
Don't get all racist on me, Grass. I don't know.
Black masks for all of my men.
No, I'm kidding. I think they just wore it to obscure their identity, and I think, you know, the whole mask up thing was a way to try to change the psychology of the society to make them more provocative. You know, I don't know if you remember, but a lot of those movies came out. What were those movies? The Purge movies. And then the Purge movies, they all wore those masks, those like bandanas, or what did you call them, James? The handkerchiefs when they masked up. What did you had a slang term for that in England? What is it, James? Do you remember?
It's gone for the moment. I can't remember. What were they wearing?
Well,
Wild West had bandits, dude. It's the same thing.
But anyway, that's what they're doing. It was it's to change the psychology. It's more like a psyop.
But they're wearing like ballies. They were wearing like balaclavas and all that. They were wearing ballies, weren't they?
Yeah, that's what you call them, ballies.
Okay.
Yeah, because the kerchief is called a balaclava.
Sorry to interrupt you, but they have to because like all these protests are in major cities. So they'll be in London, they'll be in Manchester, they'll be Liverpool, Birmingham, Bristol. And if you take London as an example, and where I come from, like Croydon in South London, that's the most surveilled place in the country. We've got like surveillance cameras, security cameras everywhere. If you're going to be an agent provocateur, if you're going to go after counter protesters, you're going to go after the police, you're going to do stuff that can get you arrested. You're going to wear ballies, you're going to wear balaclavas, you're going to wear masks, you're going to come suited and booted and protect your identity because you're going to do stuff that can get you arrested. And you don't want to these people don't want to get arrested. You know, that's why they hide their identity. They do stuff that could get them pulled. And they know that they get arrested, so they all cover up. And the thing is, in our country, we cater very much to the left. We let them get away with it. The cops never intervene. But say if you're at a counter-protest where you'll have right-wing people, Tommy Robinson, football hooligans, as soon as if they've got a scarf around their face or they got a balaclava or anything, the cops will yank them to the side and whip it off and expose their identity. In our country, we very much cater to the protection of the left and the exposure of the right, if you understand what I'm saying.
No, I completely agree with that. Wow. Now, I think we kind of beat that one to death. I agree. I think the whole mask thing is just, the ICE agents, they should stay masked up. They should protect their identity, protect their family, protect all of that. They're doing God's work out there, and we need more of that. Now, what about
Screw it. Just to get around the mask. Sorry, one more. Just to get around the mask. Just we'll fund this. Fuck it. We funded fucking Somalian daycares with fucking nobody in them. So what we do here is we just get full body suits that are just completely bulletproof, and they have like a HUD. So they're like in a robot suit, and they're just running around like Terminators, taking these immigrants out.
Why don't we just get the robots to do it? We don't even need robot suits. We'll just get Elon on that, right?
That's the thing. That's how it works, though, Ray. You see,
All right, you're right.
You gotta have them do the thing, and then they learn the motions, and they have all the video footage, and then they can do it later.
Right.
They're on the verge of banning X in this country.
What would you say, James?
They're on the verge of banning X in this country.
Yeah, what's that all about? What's going on with that? I saw UK got all flipped out.
The Labour government wants to suppress X because they don't like the algorithm that Elon Musk has got. They don't like how it skews to the right in this country because I told you it's a left-wing government and we're very left-wing oriented.
That is crazy.
So Labour have seen an avenue. You know this stuff with the Grok AI where they're like doing like naked pictures and they're doing the bikini pictures. And
is that what they're having an issue with? That's hilarious.
Well, they're saying that they're also doing child pornography, and Ofcom have got involved, and they're saying Elon Musk isn't doing anything about it or not doing enough about it. So one of the options on the table is when Ofcom come back, whether they come back in 3 months or 6 months, is that X will be banned permanently in this country.
I mean, that'll suck. If he's doing that. Fuck. Sorry, man. Like... That sucks, but
just
like
get a VPN. Just fucking get a VPN.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, okay. Get a VPN to get around it. That's cool. That's wild.
Wait, hang on, James. I got a question. Do you have Rumble? Can you do Rumble over there?
Yeah, but we can't do. Gab. Do you remember Gab?
Yeah, I remember Gab.
Vaguely.
Gab went down. I think, didn't it? Gab went down. I think in this country when the online safety bill came in.
Oh,
that went down.
Yeah, I think they blocked Gab in a number of countries actually because Gab wouldn't surrender their payment processor or something like that. It was something wild like that.
You can't watch any pornography without VPN.
Really?
I'm trying to watch my fucking Venezuelan porn, and it's fucking popping up every 5 minutes, like it's fucking. Oh yeah, you got to scan your face, and you got to give your credit card details. I'm like, have I?
No.
I've got to give my credit card details to a Somalian just to watch porn.
Yeah, right.
Scan your face just to watch porn. Fuck that.
Well, who wants that Somali porn anyway, bro?
Nah, I want that Venezuelan porn. That's where it's at, I'm telling you.
Yeah, all oily and whatnot. We got Hobo Chili Recipe in the chat. He's asking James a question. James, what happened to Nigel Farage? I was hoping he would win something at least. You need that reform, brother.
Well, the London mayoral election will be in 2028. So that'll be Layla Cunningham. She's going to be representing reform. And then it's about another 4 years out before a general election. But the way things are going now, we're going to get a hung parliament. It's going to break down. The country's breaking down all over the place. The Conservatives, which used to be the standard bearer of right-wing politics, is finished. It's over. That's Kemi Badenoch. She's the leader of that party. She's a black woman. They're going nowhere fast. Reform, like you said, is the main party of the right now. Nigel Farage is the leader. And if we had election tomorrow, he would probably be prime minister. But what's going to happen is, I think, you have tactical voting in your country, don't you? We also have tactical voting in our country. What they're going to do, they're going to do a left-wing alliance. Labour, the Liberal Democrats, the Greens, the Scottish National Party are going to all come together where they won't contest each other's seats. So they won't take votes off of each other. They'll do voting packs where people will step aside so reform will lose out. And it's the same with the London mayoral election. Sadiq Khan is a lock to carry on being the mayor and running London into the ground. A lot like Mamdani, he's going to run New York into the ground. He will carry on because he'll get through on second preference votes because there's no way that left-wing parties will put a right-wing party as their second preference. But with your Labour, they can put a Green as a second preference or a Liberal Democrat. So there's another left-wing alliance. So they've got that down on lock. So I would say, Nigel, if there was an election tomorrow, the Reform would have the most seats. Will they govern? A left-wing alliance will probably stop them from governing. and him becoming Prime Minister, because they fear Nigel Farage in the same way that they fear Elon Musk or Donald Trump. They see them as some kind of right-wing demagoguery. You know what I mean? They see them as like someone who is other, someone who they fear, someone who they wouldn't want in any form of power. They say Elon Musk has too much influence in our country, right? And then they let someone like Mayor Bloomberg, have total run over the Labour Party and their mayoral candidates and getting people in all over the place. So it's okay for a left-wing guy to have like power and influence and not come from this country. But Elon Musk, who isn't a right-wing guy, is just a guy, but he's perceived to have too much influence. So I think they will take X down, and I think they'll make it very difficult for Nigel Farage to ever get anywhere near Prime Minister. They'll find a way to fuck it, fuck around, do a bit of jiggery pokery and stop him from getting in.
Yeah, Hobo Chili Recipe says, damn, he thought he was pretty steadfast on the return to British values. And you know what I say, James? I say you guys need more immigration because diversity is your strength. You need more immigrants to help.
That's what they say. If you go to Birmingham, you'll be lucky to spot a white man. If you go to Croydon, South London, where I come from, you'll be lucky to spot a white man. You know what I mean? When they go to schools, right? They always do like we got a news program called London Tonight, and you turn it on, right? And they always do like little puff pieces from the schools with the kids, right? And it's not a white child in the school. They're all Asian, they're all black, they're Pakistani, they're Indian.
Jeez, dude.
I think the white people in this country have just stopped having children. They're like, we can't afford it. We're not having kids. But then like Muslim families are breeding like rabbits. You know what I mean?
Also, them white women, they believe the wrong stuff. They get white liberal women. We got Hujan, the host, in the chat.
To black guys. Can you believe it? They're fucking, black guys are stealing all my women. It's fucking mad.
Shout out to Hujan.
Black women. They can keep them.
He says, shout out to On the John. Also, happy birthday to James. Have a good one, mate. So, shout out to Hujan. He's always welcome to come on. Glad it's on Thursday, Hujan. Glad you're in the chat, bro. Good to see you. That's some wild stuff going on with England. Doesn't sound very good. We got the same kind of things.
What my mum said, isn't it? It's what my mum said. She said this 10 years ago. She said England is going to be the dustbin of Europe and the dustbin of the world. We're going to be like the country that takes in anyone and everyone, and what we've known and what we've grown up in, and our culture and our heritage and our values and our principles. All that stuff's going to go out the window. Now, it might not go out the window in my mum and dad's lifetime, but if you think about it, I'm going to be like 45 on my birthday. So I definitely think it's going to go out of, it's going to go in my lifetime, because I think I will live to see white people become a minority in England and the United Kingdom. And if you'd have said that to me 20 years ago, I would have said, you are fucking batshit crazy. But I think it's an inevitability now, because we can't stop illegal migration. Labour are bringing in more legal migration, and they're just like, if you're a white guy, it's a silly thing to say, but if you're a white guy, you don't get a fair shake now. You don't get a fair shake in this country. You are the last guy in the queue, if you know what I mean. Everyone else gets to eat before you get to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you still got to pay the bill. I hear what you're saying on that one. On the John saying happy birthday to James. We also got Hujan. He says happy birthday for then, bro. Also, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Hujan. I know you're going to get.
Come on, what's this merch thing, man? Everyone wants to know. I don't care, but everyone wants to know.
Yeah, well, that's funny. Yeah, some people were talking about something with merch.
I wasn't even watching Nightwave. Somebody said it in the chat, and I was like, "What is that? A buffalo dip? What's going on?"
Hujan was having some beef with merch or something like that. But hey, that happens. That happens when you get in the streaming world. Right, Grass? I mean, everybody wants to beef with everybody at some point, sometime, and then they all make up. They're all bros again or whatever.
Yeah, usually. I mean, 99% of the time with anybody that has ever interacted with ROTC and stuff like that, they usually get ripped on first, and then they become friends with them.
Yeah, facts. Now,
it's all about how you take that ripping, Like, if you take it like a champ and you're, there for the comedy, they're there for the comedy too, man. Like,
no big deal. Now, I was gonna say, we got Hobo Chili Recipe. She's shouting out James, happy birthday to you, bro. You know, and Hujan says exactly it happens. Plus, you know, Hujan's going to be streaming pretty soon, so he might be, you know, being a little bit smart, starting a little drama to give his stream a little jump start. That's a good idea.
I was watching that Dr. Till, and they were getting that Jesse Podolfo was on there. You know what I mean? That fucking drip that looks like he's a ex-member of the Black Crows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's on there, right? He's like fucking. He was saying like how he's bigger than ROTC, bigger than Nightwave. How he made them, they would be nothing without him. He's like, these people like fucking weird. The only time I ever saw him, he was on Ethan Van Sciver's stream, and he called him Throat Goat. That's the only thing I've ever heard from this guy.
Yeah, I only seen Pod Awful one time too.
Delusional and fucked in their head, and they see themselves a lot differently than they actually are. Because to me, he just looks like a drip and a melt. And
Yeah,
he seems to think he's some kind of big-time podcaster. I don't fucking get it, man.
It's funny, Hillbilly Harry in the chat, he says he's been yelled at by Mersh more than once. Hobo Chili Recipe says Mersh called him a homosexual for being in the steel toe, yet he's still a fan. I agree. King Yeti says he's been banned by Mersh more than just about anybody. Yeah, so we all have our bullet wounds, right? We've all caught strays, or we've caught direct ones, or whatever. But in the end, it's all fun. We're all having entertainment out here. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you guys about is Greenland. You just see Trump's gonna take Greenland. Grass, what are your thoughts on that?
It's gonna be great. We're gonna have oil, and there's nothing anybody else can do about it. It's gonna be fantastic. And Chinamen and the Russians are not going to take our oil. It's our oil. And,
that's what
my land is a barren land, but full of oil.
That's what he said. He said, if we don't take it, China or Russia will take it. And I thought that was crazy. So he's pretty much made up his mind. The people of Greenland have said if they have the same lifestyle, the same comfort of life or better, that they'll go with America. They'll become a state. So, which is funny because, I don't know if you guys have seen, but in the Agenda 2030, they put out maps about the 8 zones of the world. And one of the zones that they wanted to make was a complete North America, which had America, Canada, Greenland, Mexico, and some of the Central America all put together. And so that's what's going on here. Grass, your thoughts on that?
You must have watched my show. Oh my God!
Did you?
Yes. On my old political paraphernalia show, I used to talk about that all the time. I'm like, fuck it. Let's take Canada and Mexico, fucking Panama. We'll just do the whole fucking world after a while. And everybody will be under the American banner. And everybody can be free to say whatever the fuck they want. The real America. Not the cloudy bullshit that we have right now.
Yeah.
The real America that we started with.
Yeah. Pat's saying he's going to do it. And then Dickinson Post says Greenland doesn't even get a say. They gave that up. James, what do you think about this? Is this crazy? Are we just taking the natural resources up there? He says it's for security purposes. What do you think, James?
Well, as an Englishman, I should be against this, shouldn't I? Because of the European Union and the UN. But as an Englishman who despises the UN and hates the European Union with a passion, I'm all for America coming in and throwing their weight and might around, because the European Union needs a shake-up and needs to know who's boss and who's got the power. And sometimes it's might over right. You know what I mean? And I'm fully for it, because Keir Starmer's saying that we will defend Greenland and we will defend Denmark till the last. And I'm like, yeah, but I've also heard that if there was a war, we could only last 3 weeks before we'd be out of equipment. You know what I'm saying? Our armies, we used to be one of...
Hold on real quick. James, I had that thing happen. I have to fix your audio really quick. It bounced out. But no, I agree with you, James. It's so funny because they say this kind of stuff about how their armies are basically now our armies. They're nothing new. Did that fix it, James? Can you say something real quick? Let's see if it works. No, you're not back. Hold on, I gotta fix it real quick. But they say that they're going to use their military, which is basically our military, the American military. We basically supply military to all of NATO, so that's wild, and I think that's pretty crazy. All right, what do you got? All right, you're back. You guys are back. Great, fantastic. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, What I was saying is basically we couldn't survive more than 3 weeks in an armed conflict. So we don't really get a say in this anymore. What we used to be, we're not anymore. And, Keir Starmer likes to talk tough. Macron likes to talk tough. Merz likes to talk tough. England, France, Germany. They all like to talk tough about how they're going to defend the European Union and United Nations to the last. And it's like, that isn't the case. We've given all our money away and all our resources to Ukraine. You know what I mean? And Keir Starmer said now that once the agreement with Russia signed and there's peace between Russia and Ukraine, there's going to be boots on the ground, English boots, British boots, United Kingdom boots on the ground indefinitely. So we're going to have to spill our blood and we're going to fight and die to protect a foreign land. They can't stand on their own 2 feet, and I find it ridiculous to think that anyone in Europe could approach Trump and just go ahead and do it.
I agree. No, I agree with you, James.
The European Union needs a shake-up. It needs to be put in its place. We've got weak leaders like Starmer, Macron, and Merz. They're just like corporate people that believe in institutions that should have died a long time ago.
I agree. We got Hobo Chili Recipe. He says in the chat, if we go into Canada, he's going to re-enlist in the army. And speaking of Canadians, we got On the John just joined the stream. Welcome, On the John. What do you think about that?
I'm sorry. Should I go?
No. My favorite Canadians here. Stay.
If we go in,
it's happening right now. They're moving across the border now.
Yeah. On the John, welcome. I hope you're having a great Saturday. What are your thoughts on this whole Greenland thing? And should we take Canada? Do we need more of that maple syrup?
I think you're gonna have to. I think that's what I'm worried about, because it's like you can't just have like a Chinese like puppet state up there. Not really a puppet state, but like it's India and China. We got a lot of foreign entities preying on our government right now. They're even like they're weakening the they want to do like a registry where you have to like, say you're like a foreign agent or whatever. But the guy in charge of it is like connected to these crazy like Indian nationals.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of Indians up there. We got King Yeti in the chat. He says he prefers the Green Man, but YouTube won't let him type his name. What's going on in Canada? You guys are being overrun with a lot of Indians, a lot of Chinese. It seems like from the outside looking in, it seems like your economy's being thrashed. You guys are having a hard time.
Even cartel stuff. Like they were using one of our banks to like launder money.
They were just going in there and just dropping it off like a normal customer.
I guess so. I do know for a fact in BC they were doing that with the casinos there. The Chinese triads were I think they kind of control the docks, because we're like, we're not going to patrol the docks that we own anymore. We're not going to have like dock work policemen.
Yeah, so you guys are just
give this stuff up to like a foreign entity.
Wow, so you guys are just being ransacked by your government.
Yeah. The Chinese control the dogs, and then I was like, no, I know they eat the dogs. I don't know if they control them.
They both control the dogs and eat the dogs. Yeah,
pretty fucking slick, dude. They just tell them to get into the pan, and they do it.
They do it. Yeah, they're very, very obedient. Now, I wanted to ask you on the John. What about Trudeau dating Katy Perry? Is that a complete lie? Yeah, a complete sham or what? What's going on there?
Maybe it's just, it might be just me, but I think it's kind of course he's with Katy Perry. She's like a demon.
Yeah.
I love you, On the John. You rule.
Well, we have a saying for Katy Perry.
Like killed a nun.
Yeah, she
Katy
did
Perry killed a nun.
She did kill a nun.
Dude.
We do have a saying for those kind of women. We call them like fag hags, the women that hang around all the gay men and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what she's doing right there.
Katy Perry kissed the girl and she liked it. Justin Trudeau kissed the boy and he preferred it.
No, you clip that. That's the phrase of the show. Yeah. So Trudeau's like off, like pretending to be in a relationship with Katy Perry while he's letting the Chinese overrun Canada and the Indians too.
Yeah. Well, he's done. He got away with it.
Yeah, he's out now. Yeah, he got away with it. Yeah. And apparently your new president or prime minister is not effective either. My concern is this: is if we go ahead, we do take over Canada, then we get all those
in the Bank of England, I believe. Mark Carney.
That's true. That's true.
The man who came from nowhere, literally just turned up one day and said, "Hey, a boot ain't gonna be a boot to prime minister a boot." The next day, he's fucking prime minister. It's weird over there. I just introduced it. I'm stepping aside to date Katy Perry, and my mate, a boot, Mark Carney, a boot, is going to become the prime minister a boot, and that's that a boot, and that was that.
Yeah, basically.
Well, you know what that means? That means he was in a secret society. Anytime people come like out of nowhere and all of a sudden,
Bank of England.
Yeah, Bank of England. Yeah. Well, I mean, some people don't know that secret society, especially like the city of London over there, big time. Some people are like, they're thinking, oh, that's like my Bank of America or my Chase guy. What does he have to do with secret society? It's like, no.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's much bigger than that.
Of the Bank of England through that conspiracy lens.
Oh yeah, it's just like the Bank of Basel or the international settlements. When you start talking about those huge, world banks, then those are all people picked from within that have.
Do you know about that crazy weird piece of land they own in England? That's like where they kept what's that WikiLeaks guy?
Oh, Julian Assange.
Assange.
Are you talking about the what is it? The Ecuadorian embassy? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about
maybe it won't come out?
Like at one point, he was that patch of land is apparently owned by the royal family.
No, I agree with you. It's all private land. Dickington Post says the Bank of England is actually England, or is it a private company? Is it like the Fed? I think it's a private company. I don't think it's actually the Bank of England. Also, the City of London is not technically part of England either. It's its own entity. It's a city-state. Yeah, there's 3 city-states in the world. One of them's the Vatican. One of them's the City of London.
I think that's what I was.
And one of them is Washington, D.C., and they all have different aims, and they all have their own military, their own police, their own constitution, and they're separate aside from those countries that they reside in. You actually have to have a passport if you want to go into the Vatican and stay or whatever. You can get a Vatican passport.
Well, that's smart. You don't want the riffraff getting in.
Well, I mean, you want to keep the pedophiles safe. You don't want them to risk anything. That's why you have your own police force. They do what they got to do. Yeah,
occasionally when people they get a little uppity sometimes, and you got to a few rebellions. They
those uppity people. Yeah. Now it looks like the weather's. It looks like the weather's great where you're at on the John. You're out there. Is that you got the tropical? The topical. Are you on vacation by any chance? Are you in Hawaii or something like that?
No. I'm in Florida right now.
Oh, you're in Florida. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like every fucking half the Canadians are right now during winter.
Yeah, they're all go down there. All the snowbirds.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the Bank of England, James, I know that we talked about this briefly, but I saw that they were going to try to make the Masons disclose if they're a Mason if they serve in any public office. How's that going, James, in England? Are they still doing that?
Yeah, of course, because we must expose secret societies and all their shenanigans. It's it's this funny thing, isn't it? When people come over to this country, this is not being pushed by white MPs. This is not being pushed by traditional MPs that have been in Parliament a long time. This is being pushed by the new ethnic minority left-wing MPs. They want to expose, in the police force because they believe the police force is institutionally corrupt. It's full of old white dinosaurs.
Well, that's why they're getting away with it. The left wing is doing it.
But, we don't want to give these foreigners a win, do we? Come on.
No.
Well, it must all be. It must be part of the plan, because how would they allow it to happen? When you start talking about England, England's a very secret society based country. There's tons of there's that, what is it, the Royal something of the Garter, the Royal, that all the king and the queen and all the noblemen are a part of the Royal Society of the Garter, and that's like one of the highest levels of.
He should have taught my mum to drive. He was a mason, for fuck's sake, and there was nothing wrong with him. He was just a little drip who taught my mum to drive.
Yeah,
he could not the steam off a rice pudding. He was nothing.
There's so many different Mason lodges, and they're all like, I mean, it's
just one big gay thing. It's where blokes go to get away from their wives and bum their mates. You know what I mean?
It's exactly
bum their mates.
what it is.
No,
it's weird too how Masons work. You have to show interest in masonry or whatever the fuck, the Mason thing, and then get an invite from somebody that's there, and it's a weird thing.
No, you have to request it.
Yeah, and my father-in-law was kind of talking to me a little bit about it, and I was like, "No, I'm not interested in a boys' club. I'm good."
Yeah, the thing about
that ended it right there.
No, you're right. The thing about the whole Masons is that 90% of them are just like normal guys that like to have fun, but then there's the 10% who go higher. They hit the 20, the 30, the 33rd third degree, and those are the ones who are the secret levers of power that move the power behind. They are the power. Like you were talking about, what was his name? George Caney, the Bank of England, the head of the Bank of England. What was his name, James?
Mark Carney.
Oh, Mark Carney. That's right. Mark Carney's a good example. He was probably high up in the lodge, and they inserted him as a plant. And so when you have plants, where do the plants come from? Well, they come from the higher echelons of these secret societies. After they've already been groomed, they've been indoctrinated, they play by the rules of these secret people, they keep their interests, and they go and they manifest those interests in the public sphere in order to pull the levers for what their agenda is. And the question is, what is their agenda? Where are all these immigrants coming from?
The ethnic minority MPs that want to expose all these Masons and bring them out into the open, the ones that work in the police force, the ones that work in all our services, MI5, MI6, stuff like that. These people are so fucking backward. They're pro first cousin marriage, and they're pro paedophile gangs. They don't do fuck all. They would sell their own mother down the river to cover up pro paedophile gangs and to still have their first cousin marriage, but they've got to expose fucking Masons. Well, make your mind up. You're either against all of it or you're only against some of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got the rip-off verse in the chat. He says he's part of a secret society called Absolute Fucking Solid Gold Legends. So there's only me in it. So
dude, that's how you do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, you have to, when you're navigating through life, though, and this is for all the guys out there, you got to understand these things, because I've come into industries where I wasn't able to penetrate or to get into the industry for a certain reason, and it's because I wasn't.
No problem penetrating.
I knew you were going to say that, James. But it's because I wasn't like eschewed in. I wasn't brought in. I wasn't escorted in by one of these societies or one of these groups. And then if you want to go and become one of the group, much like Scientology, say you want to you have to go climb that ladder to become a movie star or whatever, or you have to join another group to become a movie star. And I talked to somebody who was pretty famous, and he told me all about it. And he told me that he's just fine being at the level of fame that he's at, because he's only going to kiss his wife. And he became very he had a little bit of a headline. Oh. It was Neil McDonough, and he said he only kisses his wife.
Neil McDonough.
Justified.
Yeah, that's right. The blue-eyed guy.
The albino looking guy.
Yeah, and he told me how it all was, and he wasn't prepared to give any more or join anything else to go higher. He just wanted to stay. He wanted to keep his family intact. He wanted to take care of his kids, take care of his family, and then he'll work different parts. And as you've seen, he used to be on movies with Clint Eastwood, but now he's doing these B-rate movies, these C-rate movies. He's a hell of an actor, but he's not playing the game, so he's not going higher.
Isn't that one
Neil McDonough?
Huh?
Isn't there a woman who was in The Simpsons, or used to be in The Simpsons? She gave all her salary to Scientology, and they give her pocket money, or they give her a bit of cash, and she's handed over the rights to The Simpsons in perpetuity or something, hasn't she?
Yeah, facts. She did that. I can't remember who it was. It was the voice of one of the main actors, though.
Is it the voice of Marge or Lisa or something like that? She
Yeah.
gave over all
Oh,
of
it
Lisa.
would be Lisa.
Yeah, it would be Lisa. Yeah, facts. Now, Dickington Post says mystery cults always seem fun, bro. They're very interesting. I've studied a lot about them. In fact, we should probably do a couple of episodes about it. But they all come from the
spirit on for that.
yeah.
That's the only reason I'm online, so I can become the leader of a cool sex cult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh,
sex.
that's the fun of it, James.
Right now.
Yeah,
That's the fun of it, James. They're all sex cults.
that's true.
All of them.
That's true.
Just gotta reach the right level.
Yeah, that's true.
So they can trust you.
Well, one of the crazy things I learned about them is they're all based on the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and the Egyptian Book of the Dead is basically, it's not even a book about stories. It's about how to shape somebody's mind through different stimuli, such as trauma, sexual trauma, psychological trauma, all kinds of stuff to get them to split their mind and everything. And that's kind of what Aleister Crowley, what he discovered, and then he kind of rewrote that into the Book of the Law. He practiced all that sex magic. He started, a lot of his own things with like JBL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the guy that does that, and L. Ron Hubbard, who started Scientology. All of these things seem separate, but they're not. They all have the same roots going in the same thing, and they change their names so you think everything's separate, but it's not. It's all the same stuff, and it's very, very interesting. Same thing with Masonry, the Kabbalistic nature of Masonry is the same way. It has its roots in sex magic and all that kind of stuff, and about shaping a mind. What were you saying there, James?
I saw that Superman girl's out of prison now, isn't she? And she's got her own podcast or something. What was it, the Nixium cult one?
The
Smallville?
Nixium cut. Yeah, the Smallville.
Nixium.
What was her name? Samantha, or was it Allison? No, it was Allison Mack, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Allison
she's got a fucking podcast now, isn't she? It's fucking hilarious.
Well, that's what's really weird right now is that like all these people, like I saw a lot of people getting out of prison starting podcasts, and they get like instantly famous and popular because they're talking about everything that happened in prison. And so we're getting all of these people who are coming out on the bottom of society. They're being catapulted to the top. It's like an inversion of society. It's very interesting.
I wonder who's behind that.
Exactly. I wonder if inversion.
I keep telling you, it's the fucking Somalians.
It's the Somalians again.
Yeah, it's all
God
those.
damn it.
Yeah, it's all those damn Somalians, man. They're doing it all, bro. They got those big brains and they live in those dirt houses.
Oh my God.
They're trying to.
You know what? Seeing the shape of their heads makes me realize that like maybe Yakub could have been.
I was curious. It's Yakubian shit.
Yeah, Yakub. Yeah, facts. Yakub.
Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
Which is another crazy thing.
Well, I mean, Islam's the same thing. All the Abrahamic religions are all the same thing. They're all just different aspects of it, and they all play off of each other. Same thing with Judaism, same thing with Islam, same thing with Christianity. Now, that's a big conversation we could have later. Pat in the chat says he got blackballed in Hollywood. Now, facts, he sure did. Talking about Neil McDonough. Let's see here. How about Klaus Kinski? Hobo Chili Recipe says, sorry, just coming up with odd Hollywood actors. Now, there is a lot of Hollywood actors that are involved in all of this kind of stuff, bro. A lot of the sex magic, a lot of this concept of witchcraft and all that kind of stuff. And that is
God, Klaus Kinski? That guy was fucking insane.
Yeah, that guy was nuts,
Sorry,
bro.
I did.
No, you're facts. What else we got in the chat? We got Kay the Todd. Shout out to you, bro. I saw you call in the Vito to try to talk some sense into him in the after call of the biggest problem, and you were just like, I can't help you. And how crazy was that? We were talking about that a little earlier on the John about how Vito can't. He just can't have accountability. He can't measure up. What were your thoughts on that call-in show that he put on afterwards? Or do you have any thoughts? Have you seen it? I don't know. Maybe you didn't see it yet.
I have.
Okay.
We covered it on Ministry of Doom.
That's right. I saw you guys were talking about that.
Yeah. I think it was kind of sad, but like
it was very sad. I thought
unexpected. It was kind of if this truly is the end of the show, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's fine. Vito fucks up a yes or no answer.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are fine with it. Now, James, what were you saying about Vito? How he probably is not going to be able to do a podcast after this. Is that what you were saying, James?
Yeah, I just don't see how Vito can coexist with other people because he's got that. On one hand, he's got that people pleaser mentality. On the other hand, he's got a bit of Italian pride kicking around, and he says, "I will do this. You tell me what I've got to do, and I'll do this." And then he doesn't do it, does he? One of the funniest segments I really enjoyed about that show was at the end where they do the weight loss gag.
I love that segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Remember when you used to do all the really cool pirate cartoons?
Yeah, I love the pirate. Yeah, I love Dick the Pirate.
He got dressed up and it was a good bit, but then Vito started sulking when he didn't lose a lot of weight and the chat got on him, didn't they? It was like he went up and down. He's a yo-yo dieter and his weight yo-yos up and down. If he has a bad week, like a woman said something nasty to him or something, he'll eat 20 pizzas and he'll go up in weight. You know, he's a bit like a woman. You know what I mean? He binge and comfort eats, doesn't he? He reaches for the Haagen-Dazs every time some kid in the chat gives him a bit of stick instead of just telling the kid to go fuck himself. You know what I mean?
No, you're facts.
Yeah.
It's like he ruined a really good segment. Vito will always ruin something. You know what I mean? He doesn't. I don't think he necessarily means to. It's just in his nature.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like he likes pulling the rug out. For me, I think his future lies in doing one-man whatnot streams, you know, selling magic cards, making a few grand, you know. That's kind of what he'll do. Otherwise, he's going to have to go and get a fucking job, isn't he? Like a 9 to 5 or something. I don't know.
So the real question is, James, Grass, has Vito peaked? Grass, has he peaked? Is he now? Is he only down from here? What do you think?
I don't like I said, man, I don't know too much about these two fellas all that much. But from what I do know about Vito, that guy can make his own drama. And what I've seen on the internet, if you can make your own drama, you can make your own content. And it's sad that
but he won't do it.
Okay, on the John.
He might though, dude, just because like he's a lol cow and he's by himself now, and people are prodding at him and shit. You know what I mean?
They've been prodding at him for that's the fans of the show.
I get it, but like, how long? That's a good point. How long will that last?
Yeah.
You know.
On the John, question to you: Has he peaked? And will he always be looking at the biggest problem like it was the one that got away? Or did it just come to a conclusion?
I think he's gonna continue with himself rewriting history and going like, look, you just need to send me an email. It's sad. It's sad that that happened, and well,
I see what you're saying. So he'll just reinvent the narrative, basically, and keep rewriting it as he goes along to fit whatever he feels like. I agree with that.
Rewriting it.
Yeah, just like Super Killer. Oh, great point, James. Great point. Wow. That's a psychological insight right there. Yeah, he just keeps rewriting it, never delivering. Now, did this prove that Vito can't deliver at a high level? I mean, like, you know, he has a large audience. He falls out of favor. You know, one of the things I would have really loved to have seen was that him do that weight loss challenge and actually get Gaia's Cradle. I would have loved to see him get on the scale and actually open that box. How would that have changed the outcome of what's going on if he was successful and he actually got Gaia's Cradle? Would that have gotten people back in his corner, James? What do you think?
Well, I'll say this, just to go off on a tangent, right? I'm sitting on 42 subscribers, right? I've got 42 subscribers on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, go subscribe to James. James Domenico Grabbin. Get him over 42.
About it. I don't bitch, I don't moan, and every day I record 2 or 3 videos and I put them up on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and I've done that consistently for a year, and I've hardly made any ground. But because I'm in this with you and we're trying to grow, and maybe one will hit, maybe it'll take off, I do it every single day because I've got discipline. I'm a disciplined man. I'm focused. I know what I'm doing.
Is that Russian aspect of you?
Exactly. I know what I am doing. I'm going to get there in the end, and when I succeed, I'm going to get rid of all of you one by one and take over.
Yeah.
No, it's like that's what you got to have. You got to have the discipline, even when you're struggling and it feels like you're fucking pushing a boulder up the hill. Like everyone was saying, like on the John was saying, I think Vito's sitting on 230,000 subscribers on YouTube, and this guy consistently he won't make any videos. He leaves that 230,000 channel to fucking die a slow death.
Yeah.
He makes one every 3 or 4 months because he's fat and lazy and he's got no discipline. He's not focused. He needs focus.
Yeah, yeah. What were you saying on the John?
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, he hasn't. He killed his channel, with his like shitty drama news commentary stuff. He should have just kept doing, either like the Belle Delphine vape comedy sketches. Like, it might not do. It could. He needs to do. He needed to do something.
He just needs to be consistent, but I don't think he'll be consistent. Professor Grass, what are your thoughts? We're all trying to build our channel around here. We're trying to go. Is he fumbling the bag right here? Is he getting in his own head? Is he depressed? Is he entitled? What is it? Or does he just have a cluster B personality disorder? What do you think, Grass?
Are you talking about Vito still?
Yeah,
I'm guessing because you said cluster B. I was a little. I was throwing James's links in the chat there.
No, I appreciate it. If you can, throw yours in the chat too, because go follow Professor Grass as well.
Hear it in a little bit.
Fantastic.
But yeah, definitely follow James. I didn't know you were only at 42. You should be at like 100 or something, man. What the fuck?
Yeah,
by
I
now,
should be a million.
Yeah, he should be a million.
By 100 by now, because like I know what the grind is. You're popping up in the algorithm.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, facts.
I'm a once in a lifetime, once in a generation arsehole. You know what I mean? And more people should be like supporting. I don't know. I just like
100.
There's no use complaining over it. I'm like the British guy. We never like fucking the royal family, innit? Never explain and never complain. I'm just gonna get on with it and rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Dan, go on, Grass. What were you gonna say?
But dude, Vito, he's definitely, like James was saying, he's rewriting shit. So like, yeah, that sounds like cluster B shit. Like, is he on SSRIs or?
I think he is. I think he's on something, but of course he doesn't.
Tell him to kick those, smoke some weed, and calm down. Write his goddamn book already.
That's right.
I think he doesn't take it all the time.
Oh yeah,
well,
he's not disciplined in that area too.
Kind of like he's not disciplined enough to take it. So like he's
big surprise, big surprise there.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that is pretty hilarious. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here pretty soon. We got a hobo chili recipe. He says he just got banned on X for hate speech. Oh man, we hate to hear that, bro. Make another account, come back and follow, join, whatever, so we can follow, so I can keep sending you bullshit. What else we got? We got let's see. Professor Grass is like saying, "What, bro? Hobo chili recipe? What you say? What the hell happened?" We got K the Todd. Take it when he needs it. He takes it when he needs it. That's right. That's what he says. Vito takes it when he needs it, but that's not how it works, right? You have to be consistent. A lot of those SSRIs you have to take for 2 weeks before they even impact you to like kind of level yourself out or whatever. Final thoughts. We're going to come to you on the John about your final thoughts on what we chatted about with Vito, with what's going on with you. Follow the Ministry of the Dude, guys. Go watch them. You're going to see on the John on Ministry of the Dude, a great show. You got all the good guys on there. You got Dr. Till, you got Kyle, you got Johnny motherfucking Rocket. Love all the guys, and of course you got on the John.
Your most
there.
hated enemy.
It's Johnny Red.
Some of them are all right. The Brazilian can.
I've got big time beef with Johnny Red, so I'm gonna have to come on the Ministry sometime and kind of call him out for a couple of things, bro. We're gonna get after that. But what are your thoughts on the John? We've cut a lot of topics, or none of the topics. What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Should Canada be the 51st state? What do you think?
I mean, you're gonna have to eventually take it. Like, I think Trump should just buy Canada.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't Canada have to pay us?
What I'm worried is they're driving the prices down to make it.
They are. And is that the
waiting on? He's a good businessman.
Is that the reason
to go down?
Yeah, they do use homeless people to drive the real estate price down, and Trump knows all about that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but hopefully, so everybody go watch On the John,
Yeah.
Ministry of the Dude, fantastic. Grass. Everybody go follow Grass as well. He's got the green pill. Fucking love that show. Watch that stream. I put it on late night when I'm doing my drawing. He has interesting guests on. He talks about weed all the time. If you're into that, he talks about growing other stuff. He's going to be growing different things. Grass, take it away.
Yeah, man, I'm just doing my thing, doing the green pill, trying to have fun, and I actually I got a little spiritual with my preacher the other Sunday, and I was like, "Can you come on my show?" So
that'd
I'm
be
going to interview
Oh wow.
my preacher about just Jesus and stuff, and ask him a bunch of questions, and because I do that sometimes after church. I'll just like ask my preacher stupid shit. I'm just like, why is the devil's name like different 5 times in the Bible? And he's like, well, there's like fucking, there's this and that. He's the accuser and he's this and that. And I'm like, okay,
The
it's
dragon.
kind of cool. Yeah, the dragon. He
facts.
said that too, and it was fucking wild too because he's a scholar and he's like really monotone, but dude, the dude knows his shit, and that's why I like talking to him.
Awesome, bro. So we'll be looking out for that. When do you think you're going to have him on?
I don't know, man. Like I said, I got that other job, so I'm trying to level out completely and normalize, and then I'm gonna do a guest. You know,
Fantastic. Well, we'll be looking out for that. Everybody be watching for that. Cut the Grass in the chat says Mersh is about to go live, so he's going to head over there. I'll probably head over there after this too.
Cool.
Let's wrap up with James. What are your final thoughts, James?
My hope for the short-term future is that Vito buys a door for his bathroom and toilet.
Facts.
So
Yes.
Bro.
Oh my
Base.
god.
that's
Yes.
where I think he should put his short-term focus before he thinks about anything else. Buy a door. I want to wish everyone a good, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you have a good one. And go support and follow everyone on this stream. And I'll see you when I see you.
Go follow James Domenico Grabbin in the chat, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. Thanks, guys, on the panel for the great talk. I had a really good time with you guys. Everybody in the chat, of course, thank you guys for coming by. You guys are the ones that make the show go, so I really appreciate you guys. And stick around. We'll be heading over to Mersh's, so everybody go over there. If I could rate them, I would. The Knuckles out to everybody. Thanks for coming on. And we're out. Yes!